Hi, in this video I want to share my experience with using the Comet browser for 1 week. Now this has been my main browser, so I have done everything in Comet. For you who don't know, Comet is a new browser released by Perplexity. So it's an AI-centered browser, and that's where I'm going to focus. I'll share some tips and tricks how to make your work more productive and browsing more fun. And then you can consider if you want to switch to another browser or to Comet or keep your existing browser. So let's begin by saying that currently Comet, you have to get an invitation if you want to install it. So you may have to wait for an email by Perplexity before you are able to download Comet. I've downloaded it, so I'll cover it, the main features, so let's begin. Once you download Comet and you start to install it, you are asked if you want to import your browsing history, passwords, and everything from another browser. So the transfer is quite easy, and you can start using Comet right away. Now let's begin with the features. Up here we have the tabs, and Comet has tab groups, just like Google Chrome. And so, for example, I have this AI tab group here, which has these 3 tabs. And I can collapse it and expand it. I can create more groups here, and so on. That was about groups. Next, the URL bar. You see here, this is rendered quite nicely with this very readable format, you see. So it says the title of the page just after the slash, after the main domain, the domain name. And one other cool feature is that there's a button here which you can click and it copies the URL. With other browsers, if I want to copy something, you have to select and then copy. Plus, Comet has this shortcut, keyboard shortcut, so you can press Shift Command C or Shift Control C on Windows. So you can be anywhere in the browser and just press Shift Command or Shift Control C and you'll copy the URL. I think this is quite helpful. Instead of doing Control L and then Control C, I think it's better, and then you have to escape. So that was about the URL part. Then here we have a zoom button, that's clear. We have the extensions. Now, about the extensions, you can install anything, any Chrome extension into Comet. So regarding extensions, everything is solved. Everything you had in Chrome, you can install in Comet. For example, I want to install the YouTube dislike extension, return YouTube dislike. So this is a Chrome extension, but if you click there, you'll find this button, add to Comet. You just add it, right? Go to a YouTube video, reload, and then you'll see the dislikes button here, which normally it doesn't show there, which is great, I think. So extensions, you can install Chrome extensions. Then we move on to the right. Here we start to see the AI features. The first one is summarizing the current web page. For example, we're here in the tsunami warning issued for Hawaii for Reddit. You can just press that button and you'll get a summary. Now, there are extensions who do the same for other browsers, but this feels a bit more native. So having everything there, the flow feels more natural. So you get an extension, a summary here, and then in this window now, this summary opens the assistant window, which is like the Perplexity chatbot, right? Which you also use on perplexity.com. And this assistant can also be opened using this button here. So you open it and close it, right? So summary and assistant, they do the same thing. So basically, by pressing summary, you're going to the assistant and asking for a summary. You see, that's the query that it runs when you press that summary button. You have a voice mode also. You can click here and you can chat about this current web page. So that's a great thing about these tools. You can chat, you can ask questions about the current content, but not only. The assistant also knows about other pages. For example, you can say, what tabs do I have opened? And it will tell you all the tabs. So you see this is a list of tabs. That's YouTube tab, etc. And then you can do other things. Now this also acts as an agent, so you can tell it to go to booking.com and find me a nice artistic looking hotel in Porto for the dates for 5th of August. And then it will start to search for that, and then it will give you the links and the options here. So it acts as an agent. So the agent is working here, and now you can ask a lot of questions. I mean, depending on what you're doing, the possibilities are just endless. You can create a new thread here. For example, you can say, oh, find the most popular Reddit posts about this topic. And when you say this, it means the current page topic, which is about the tsunami warning for Hawaii, and then it will give you the links for those most popular posts. So this one here has 2.9k upvotes, and if you click the first one, this has 1.4. That's the current one we already had. This is just an example of what you can do, but you can ask different questions depending on the scenario. Let's now talk about the search engine. What is the search engine that this browser is using? Let's say Hawaii tsunami. If I search, it will search using Perplexity as the default search engine, which of course you can change. And if you don't want to change that, there is also something cool. So if you say Hawaii tsunami, if you don't want to search with Perplexity, you can use down arrow key, and so you can switch to, you can either select Perplexity or Google if you want, like that. So that will put the search on Google. So anytime you can do Control L or Command L, Hawaii, and then before you search, just choose what kind of answer do you want. So that allows you to do that. Of course, as I said, you can go to the settings and go to the default, search engine here, and you can search that. You can change that to anything you want. Another feature that Comet has is that it supports multiple profiles. For example, if you want to have like multiple logins to a website, let's say Substack or Udemy, here you can create new profiles just like you had in Chrome. So you can create new profiles, and then you can switch between those profiles easily, so you'll have multiple windows. So that was an overview of the Comet browser. My final thoughts is that it's pretty good so far, and I still have to find a reason why to switch back to my other browser. So thank you for watching this video. Bye.